ou melhor dizendo, tendo que agilizar Genshin Impact. O meu irmão mais uma vez mexeu no modo história. O que eu já falei, não mexa no modo história. Mas de novo, foi sem querer. Ele foi numa região que ativou o modo história. Como sempre, tem que tomar cuidado com o modo história. Meu objetivo é chegar ali. O Palácio Flutuante Dourado. Bom, então, o que ele me falou foi que é uma ceninha da Paimon mostrando o caminho. Então isso vai por... jogando... Essa cena então vai pra fora dessa live, porque não tem como eu recuperar ela. Então vai pro vídeo por fora das lives. Então vamos agilizar o modo história, né? Atualização de status. Epa, uma mensagem nova. Ah não, isso aqui é anúncio, então não dá pra ver. A lista de personagens não mudou. Continua sendo o protagonista, que o meu irmão aumentou para 70. Raizo, Albedo, Amber, Kikin, Kaia, Diona e mais um quanto de mais aqui. Protagonista usando espada pútrida, né? Do evento lá, do Albedo. Meu irmão já conseguiu mais um aqui do vento, né? Tá quase terminando já. Ah tá.
Reach the top in one go. Huh? Why? Or... Oh, Paimon gets it! If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves. Alright, let's follow your plan, then... Oh. Hey, looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? Oh, right. This method does seem a bit Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another...
Ah tá, já entendi. Era a missão, agora tô me lembrando. Eu tinha que subir e chegar no Palácio Dourado. passando bem no meio do caminho, já pega isso aqui. Já?
Coming to be. Burst forth. The wind. Coming to be. Moment of birth. Burst forth.
Sai pra lá com essa macumba.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us. Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come.
Windblade! Burst forth!
Tactical retreat!
Who goes there? Take the target alive! With the wind!
Feel this ancient power!
To arms! Attack!
Burst forth! Feel this ancient power!
Take the target alive!
Tactical! Retreat! Wind blade!
With the try!
With the wind!
Let it rain.
Aí está.
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the...
Who are you calling strange?
You want to...
We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect...
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery.
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, were you have any idea why
Yuheng.
Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimony.
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There is no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect...
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this... Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti, how surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth... I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till... The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop I'll see ascending to the Jade Chamber.
Favor? But... Wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything.
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell... You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person. So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her? Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect. Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon sure... Let's go gather and greet...
Nossa. Ai, esse bicho é chato.
Yeah! Witness my great undertaking! Coming to be!
Por acaso é um...
Ooh, look at that slime! It looks crystal clear! And very delicious. That's the one!
Disappear!
Que bichinho chato.
No one escapes my sight!
Yeah!
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or is there a sweet fragrance? Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone in.
Ah, quem diria.
Burst forth!
Hunter. Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet...
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't say that. I only escaped this... I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing Jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it.
Wait a moment. Actually, we have...
Oh? And what might that...
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty...
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know.
Great! Paimon Sugar Frosted Slime now comes in a...
What? E tem. Novamente achar os olhos das estátuas. Esses não. Ah, esses sim.
Get frostbite.
Let's end this quickly!
A miscalculation!
That's not enough time.
Moment of birth!
It's time for flash
Let's end this quickly!
I can't breathe!
I slipped up. Disgusting.
Disappear!
This isn't good.
Mais coisa. Tá bem? Tá começando a dar mais coisa azul. Acabei de salvar um homem da prisão. Carne crua.
Burst for it!
Tem que ter algum mecanismo para acionar. Ô, praguinha chata. Silly. Espadão do céu. Gota de slime. Não dava não, gota de slime. Esse baú você não vai achar nunca. Falei que você nunca ia achar. Silly. Aí embaixo. Olha só. Ué, pra onde você foi?
Pra cima.
Ah, cara, pra cima não.
Por aí não dá.
Não dá sim, não bugar. Imagina.
First floor. Miscalculate. Ah!
É pegadinha, né? Ah, não. Só pode ser pegadinha.
Descendo na maior maciota e BUM! Que lua, salve!
Marcar aqui que aqui tem uma área bem explorativa. Vou voltar aqui só depois. Oh, é sério que...
No one escapes my sight! Must keep training.
Ah, o outro tá com uma barreira agora.
Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust.
Dá pra parar? Nossa. Ah!
Escapada de novo.
Escapada não. Quieto. Agora sim. Ah, vou a barreira do olho. Ah, cara.
blade! Burst force!
Aventureiro está. E algo me diz que eu liberei mais alguma coisa.
Twin blade! Live! Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. Twin blade!
Um outro cílio aqui dentro. Ah não, era o mesmo cílio.
Que lua. Eita.
Oh, que lua! Bem-vindo, que lua! Ai!
Coming to be!
Agora que estou vendo a mensagem do Kilua, bem-vindo à live. Bom, não é tão grande.
Outro tesouro sem nome?
Tesouro sem nome. Tu que tava fazendo isso?
Pra falar a verdade, irmão, você encontrou primeiro online. Essa ainda não tem. Deve ser uma parte mais longa. Tem mais pra lá embaixo.
Não que eu saiba. Ali tava o robô.
E ali tem 4 luzes.
Ah, fatuito. A única coisa que eu não queria encontrar, mas já que tá aqui.
Não é bom você curar primeiro. É, chegou.
Ah. O poder do frango.
That all you got?
It isn't time for a break yet.
Fica frio aí.
Don't be a killjoy!
Ou melhor.
We've only just begun!
This should be fun.
Vamos dar uma esquentada em você.
No slacking off.
Come at me!
Not breaking a sweat. Work time.
Disappear! I see through you!
Get out of my way.
You can't run!
Tired.
Nossa, ainda bem que não foi ao vento.
That all you got?
It isn't time for a break yet.
Killjoy! We've only just begun! Burst forth! You can't run! I see through you! Don't be a Killjoy! We've only just begun!
No slacking off!
You can't run! Well,
Time to work!
all you got. Don't be a Killjoy! We've only just begun!
Não reiniciou. Manipulou reiniciar.
Well,
Time to fulfill my duty! Mission
don't be a Killjoy! We've only just begun! Burst forth! I see through you! Disappear!
not breaking a sweat!
You can't run!
No slacking
Come
off!
as a beam! Witness my great undertaking! All you got? Don't be a Killjoy! We've only just begun!
This be!
Get it together! I see through you! Keep that! You can't run! Well, neither can I. I miscalculated.
Oh, que bicho chato.
Dois, né?
É. Ah não, agora o Killua tá só repetindo o.
É quando eu vi o YouTube, né? Mais uma cara.
Pelado.
Eu falo mascado, foi mal. E um assassino.
Windblade! So soon! Prepare yourself! Come into being! Ha! 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 Disappear!
Ui, meu pé tá travando, meu pé, aí. Ah, fugiu o vagalume. Eu me dei mal no passar de linha e decidi acampar um lugar. Sugerem que os adeptos morreram numa guerra antiga. Lilu. Tá bom, essa área aqui já foi explorada. Deixa eu ver. Pra lá, 700 a 100 metros. Ai, minha perna! Tá esticada, vai dar lá. Tá dormente. O pé, não sinto o pé. Liu, o Porto de Pedras e dos Contatos. São todas para poder de Liu.
I feel like running.
Present.
Menos um. Agora é só fazer um desafio que vai chegar.
E aí ele fala dele vai ter muito motivo pra combater ele.
Se eu não me engano, parece que tem uma ruína igual a essa em algum lugar perto da Vila Quincy ou na Montanha Azalong.
Acho que você tá falando do relevo de Joey.
Não, é uma masmorra ainda oculta, não tá revelada no mapa. Uma masmorra oculta, ela não aparece no mapa mesmo que tu revele ela. Porque ela tá selada com água.
No escape!
Force my blade.
Hora de pegar mais esse item. Paimon. Ixi, ainda mudou uma coisa. Agora é avançar pra joalheria Ming Xing.
Swift and merciful. Coming to be. Moments of birth. Submit for judgment.
Cara, dois campos juntos.
Force my blade. Coming to be.
coloca dois campos junto, cara, é praticamente combo feito. Imagina o campo do Bennett, mais um campo de gelo, mais um campo do Aldeia. Acho que já podemos fazer doação.
Forth, my blade!
Get open! I got careless. The wind!
Witness my great undertaking!
You're open!
No escape!
Não, senhora. Ah, o site do cartório ele errou o número do cara do cartório. As pessoas ligando pra mim questão do cartório, mas não é. Mas eu posso colocar o número do cartório. Aí eu não sei, eu não trabalho no cartório. Mas é assim, o dígito final é 12, é o mesmo número que o final é 12. Foi um erro. Foi só isso aí.
Hunter.
Batata. Acontece. E eu detesto. Eu peguei a batata. Não pegou. Quer marcar isso no lugar? Não. O lugar já tá marcado pra ti. Olha o sinal que se marcou. Eu não sou. Muito Samuel. Que foi?
One with my blade!
Ok, mais um teleporte. Eu tô indo pro lado errado. What? Pensei que essa área da montanha você já tinha explorado. Ah. 2 baús e um cile. Nós vamos tão perto já do limite do mapa, né?
There's no way.
Swift and merciful.
You're open. You're open.
Disappear.
Ah, então foi você que trouxe, né?
A touch of frost. Submit for judgment. Come into
É estranho, eu pensei que essa área já tivesse sido explorada. Onde a gente tá?
Não, eu não cheguei a explorar essa área.
Cara, fica perto do Porto de Lille, mas... Rapaz, é porque parece muito com a área mais central. É aqui onde ficam os bandidos.
one with my blade.
With the wind.
No escape!
Should replace my hammer.
Nossa, Berserker.
Yeah.
Vamos ver.
You're open. You're open. Yeah. Yeah. You're open.
Adeus. Muita moura. Mais uma insígnia. 2 insígnias.
Uma prateada. Esse tem que ser bastante cabulado.
É só aumentar o rank de mundo, que não é para aumentar. Senão fica muito difícil e muito fácil ao mesmo tempo.
Fácil para poder farmar, difícil por causa do mínimo.
A palavra é impossível.
É, quando mudou, ficou impossível andar, até que a gente melhorou os personagens, pelo menos um deles. E dá pra sair andando por aí.
Então aí. A pergunta pra onde você foi? Mais uma vez o bug do YouTube aconteceu e o Kelua respondeu. Essa coisa do chat só acontece porque eu não presto atenção. E aí quando é monetizado, sabe, vem aí o famoso super cheetos. Tem esse capela que é o cheetos, super cheetos.
Achei que ouvi. Ah, essa hora eu explorei.
One. Tudo isso para dar a volta na montanha.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Agora sim cheguei. É onde a gente toca sobre o gel.
A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice and...
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business.
Desculpa, cara, ainda não.
Here,
Alguém entra
this
no mundo e
container is
interfere
itself
no
an
modo
antique,
história.
with at least 140 years of history.
Yep. It's great. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime!
Oh, yes. You might want to use these two freshly...
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got...
Slime açucarado.
É um doce. Pronto.
Açúcar no slime. Procure o guia da câmera de Genshin.
Quem é que tava me chamando agora?
Amigo.
Tá bom, já que ele quer. Ai. Rejeitar automaticamente após 10 segundos. Tá bom, quem é? Murilinho? Deixa eu ver. Dialogar.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
É, equipe atual, cadê? Oi. Agora sim. É, cadê?
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to
Oi.
conquer evil. There are other means to the same end, but they are not the true way.
Não, pelo bate-papo e pelo áudio. Mas o que ele deseja? Eu tava no meio do modo história, mas o que ele quer?
Não sei. Talvez pegue um.
The key here
Já derrotou o Regisvine?
Hoje não.
Eu vou dar.
É melhor que você passar pra... Ele vai te seguir.
Ah, já tem, hein? Não entendi, não tá falando nem nada. Eu acho que é o Killua, acho que era o Killua que entrou no nosso mundo. Mas ele não tá falando nada, não tá de fone. Ah.
3, 2, 1.
Ah, tá.
É sempre assim.
Que bug.
Aí, entra nessa caverna.
Vou fazer só um ajuste da equipe.
Pelo menos levar a banda. Não tá maduro ainda. Já foi.
O que ele tá fazendo?
Trocando de personagem.
Ah, cara, ele já tem esse.
Mas o aqui é bem forte.
Rain out. Rain cutter. Wind fury.
Disappear! Wind blade! Disappear!
Isso que é bom chamar um amigo.
Red outlines your fate.
Let the show begin!
I feel a little weak.
Wind blade!
Aí mais ou menos. Pô, mano, vai jogando aí.
Ok.
Eu só jogo mais com os meus amigos. E pouco jogo Genshin.
Eu sei disso.
Aí vai decidindo aí o que ele quer. Às vezes a pessoa só aparece uma vez e depois some.
La da 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 da.
Vamos ver se dá pra enfrentar agora a planta de gelo. Regis Vine Cryo.
Let it rain! can't keep up with me. No one escapes my sight.
Wind blade.
Go, go! Swing my sword.
Ai, porque ainda bem que com a equipe é tão fácil. Caso que saiu. Agradeço, ele me ajudou bastante já. Então vamos prosseguir com o modo história. Agora eu tenho que achar o guia. Ah, tá bem aqui.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuang. What's going on here?
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've...
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Ela realmente é muito ambiciosa.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached...
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait! Was Ver Goldet one of your people?
Just Virgildet? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Nós também já faz
At the
muito tempo.
Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time.
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
O céu é o limite.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
Tenho uma ideia já.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Arch. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Por que esconder a Exuvia então?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back. To play the spider.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
É ele, não é?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete.
Vamos dar uma pequena exploradinha aqui, que é um lugar totalmente novo. Nenhum sinal de baú, é sério? Então vamos entrar então.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first.
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always... But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really. If possible, I'd like to have... But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
Eu suponho que os fatores estão envolvidos nesses rumores.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take...
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provide... Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made...
Yay! Paimon! One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy price! Just imagine. How much... Let's grab one! The biggest one!
Ah, tem livros aqui. Sentar.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The big... La 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 la... Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of classified... Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the sigil of... Speaking of which, there's also...
Ningguang claramente está tentando nos guiar até lá.
Oh. Well, should we not go then?
Não, eu tenho
Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because... That's way out of Paimon's league. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and...
Ok, tá ficando mais interessante. Quase 1000 metros. Vamos dar uma olhada. Perfeito. Fatores. Muitos deles.
They're really perfect to at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too.
Freshness preserves.
No escape!
Ow! Oh no!
With the wind! Witness my great undertaking! A touch of frost!
Counterattack!
Let's end this quickly! Attack!
This is bad! I guess this is it. You need to hurry up. This one's well done.
Live! Moment of birth!
You need to hurry up.
Coming to be!
This one's well done. Roasted fry. You need to
Wind
hurry
blade!
up.
With the wind! Swift and merciful!
You need to hurry up.
Wind blade!
This one's well done.
Spirit blade! Attack!
Roasted fry. This one's well done.
Moment of birth!
Roasted fry.
One with my
You need to
blade!
hurry up. This one's well done.
Wind blade!
You need to hurry up.
Swift and merciful!
Fry. You need to hurry up. This one's well
Spirit
done.
blade! Attack!
You need to hurry
Burst
up.
forth!
Roasted. Unfortunate fault.
Vale. Rodei esses atiradores.
beam!
No, calma.
Bet you can't keep up with me!
Spirit Blade! Attack! Witness my great undertaking!
Bet you can't keep up with me!
Disappear!
Pragas. Agora vamos ver o que eu tenho que encontrar aqui.
There are so many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper, too. What are they for?
Talvez esteja tentando.
Paimon's seen this pattern before. Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in... Oh, that's right! Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Tio created the sigil of permission, talismans like that were once used in the art. Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission in being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous. And the plot thickens. Alright, that's enough. The last stop. Let's go!
Live! Spin Blade!
Como eu vou ser rápido o suficiente para correr?
Live!
Não, tudo bem. Sério.
One with my blade.
Let it rain.
Agora tem que voltar com o John Gray. Até que não é tão longe. Por favor, não ativa. Por favor, não ativa. Ele ativou.
A touch of frost. Coming to beat the hit. Wind blade. A touch of frost. From whence you came.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Burst forth. Witness my great undertaking.
Vai dormir. Ali está ele.
Libera o áudio pra mim. Aí.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Fui lá.
Paimon's never seen such a
Ela
fancy,
disse que é do tamanho de um
place
cômodo agora é
before.
enorme. E o desejo dela é que seja maior do que as 7 nações. Ela é bem... digamos que sim.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
Ningguang tem suas próprias ambições.
Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
E agora estão tentando reproduzir o selo de permissão.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been... Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true but I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. That's correct. Your singing will surely bring out the strongest fragrance from the flowers.
So how good is your singing?
Eu consigo cantar pouco.
Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
Fazer o protagonista cantar.
It's time to sing. Whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping.
Eu acho que elas não gostaram.
Angry. Is it because you sing a song for Mom's dad that they don't understand here in Liyue?
With the wind! Yeah.
Wind blade!
Até cantou uma música errada.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
Dizem que as plantas gostam de ouvir música, mas as plantas não.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals...
Unfortunately...
That's so late.
Excuse me.
Ganho.
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her sir?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flower.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first seven. The other five, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current seven Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day.
Eu não quero ser rude, e agora?
Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our If you would excuse me, I should return to my work.
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks. In more ways.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, so you must be careful to take the time to step back.
Wow. See, Jean? Alright, I think it's about time.
Agora tem que voltar pro posto. Você vai cortar, senão vai ter que dar a volta inteira na montanha. Joguei de Nancy sem frente e a dona. Novo do Souza? Novo do Souza. Cadê o fone de ouvido? E o banco? Espera aí.
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui?
This atmosphere is highly abnormal. It seems as though something big has happened. We should ask around a little, just to be safe.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act—
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside this. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
A situação tá ficando ruim.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under...
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse?
O detonador. É o Child.
Oh, Paimon gets it! If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him! He must be waiting for the moment when no... But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Tem lugar onde ele poderia ir.
Tem apenas lugar onde ele poderia ir. A Golden Hall. agora, Golden House?
Parece que sim. A batalha vai ser lá.
É lá mesmo. Eu dei olhada na wiki. Mas eu não podia dizer que era lá.
Não até ter informações concretas.
Exatamente. Mas...
Comigo.
Oi?
Comigo.
Você tem que ir.
Cerco, ainda bem.
Tira a Amber. Confia em mim. Leva o Razor.
E em relação ao...
Aí ao Tron, aí tu decide o destino dele.
I'll scout ahead.
Já prestou atenção? Todos eles têm quase a mesma altura?
Não, se você pegar o Kai, ele é maior.
Não, todos os meio padrão.
Uhum.
O Kai é exceção.
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of Mora. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go
Toque em
missing.
uma só morte estaremos acabados.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here?
Those minions.
Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She...
Só se for por cima
Não vou
do meu
deixar
cavalo.
você chegar perto do Exuvia.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, either way, we now come to the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, She swiftly left the scene once her mission. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her act. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me... Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it.
Parece que a história não mudou.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Poor timing. How unbecoming.
Wind Voyager!
Wow!
Fourth, my plane! Coming to me! Wind Blade!
You've made some progress.
Burst forth! Witness my great undertaking!
You're wide open!
Swift and merciful!
E é rápido.
Passable effort. Passable effort. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
You go on, right?
No use hiding back there. All you do is run. My turn. Got you.
Done miscalculation time! One with my blood from whence you came! Right! Disappear! Come into...
No use hiding back there.
Eles têm que provar.
Burst for it!
All you do is run.
Não, o escudo que eu tava usando me dava resistência.
Burst for it! Live!
Fatui derrotado.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive.
Ele é multi-arma.
But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing it to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Wow. Hydroelectric.
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Guess you gotta move faster. Or did you leak the information regarding the golden house to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over. Now! Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Moment of birth!
One with my blade! This spells the end of the Exorcist. Die here.
Disappear!
You're cut.
Dessa vez te deixarei ir.
Look! Child's back to normal.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Ah, no.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Agora ferrou.
Dano de cryo diminui a resistência física. Dano adicional de cryo diminui a resistência física.
Electro e cryo.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to... Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Qixing, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti
Ela construiu a
mechanisms?
balista.
It would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we so be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins...
Now.
Yep.
Ah, só que
The
faltava.
Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
Proteja as balistas.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millelith, with me!
Let's go up too!
The Adepti have not faced the god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
E continue assim.
One with my blade. Wind blade. Disappear. Live. Moments of birth. Live.
Looks like
Come at the beam.
Parado, doido.
Wasting your joy. We've only just begun.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Eu não vi nada.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snetch Knives diplomats will answer for this afterwards. Every last one.
A touch of frost.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many between too! We can't help
Were you about to say we can hold them, children? lose heart. Here, take this.
Concura ou censura? Vai morrer.
Depthal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Whoa! It's not a pink shockwave! This grid is really strong!
Praise decay!
It's time for a flash
Come into being. Feel this ancient power.
Is it time for a fight? My work finished.
A touch of frost.
Killjoy, we've only just begun.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Tô com estamina infinita. Ficar em movimento.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle. Come into the... Moment of birth. Come into being. Wind blade.
My work.
Look at me. Just
With the wind!
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, we both fear there's nothing worse to come, right?
Come into the witness here, great undertaking.
I guess this is it.
Yeah.
Droga, eles não param de apostar.
First forward. Twist and merciful. Submit for giant.
You're not going anywhere.
Burst forward. Disappear. Burst forward. Feel this ancient power.
The Fitui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
Parou. Corte rápido.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
No.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Tiraram o poder de sustentação dela. Pra isso.
Exatamente, é uma bomba.
Heart be pure, evil be erased.
Pelo menos uma coisa, eles não pegaram o Gnosis do Morax. Do Deus Gel.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
A harmonia se torna muito difícil de se
Right!
reparar.
That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Perdão pelo vacilo.
Nunca mais diga isso. Essa frase é proibida no YouTube.
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite...
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so... Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons?
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Nem me diga.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's going. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Bom, a primeira recompensa de...
Calma.
Bom, não é à toa que ele é chamado de Deus Gel na época que ele foi lançado. Porque ele é um Deus Gel. Então quem era aquele lá?
Como eu posso dizer? Um bode respiratório, um cone?
Não, acho que era só uma manifestação da Terra. Afinal, dizem que da Terra nasceu a vida.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangshan Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Essa
não.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
Isso não é bom. Não é nada bom.
O que o John Gleese tá fazendo aqui?
Ele é o Deus Gel. Morax. Rex.
Lápis.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
Gnosis.
How sanctimonious.
Assim como eu suspeitei.
Então, Jolie, na verdade...
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Caraca, saímos derrotados de novo. E dessa vez estamos nas regras do
Now
Céu
then,
Arconte.
is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Não, me conte mais sobre a Cryo.
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be...
Realistically speaking, there is no...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Cara, essa gel é muito, muito Não, a gel é muito, muito sacana.
A gel?
A gel não, a
Cryo.
Ah, Deus de Sarita, cara, eu ainda quero saber quem é a mulher que nos atacou no início do jogo. Que fez apagar a memória, separar da irmã / irmão.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting,
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fella.
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around.
O Chad se ferrou.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all—
forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the ministry—
Hear ye all! The Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not, and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors, or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said.
E eles disseram que o Rei Lac não foi assassinado.
So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention, could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
Acho. Pode ser.
Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting is... Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young! The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Ele falou.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made.
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite. There's much that remains to be done. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex, and here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinyo.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinyo kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora.
Por que diabos o Morax não tem Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meeting.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for this.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Fechado.
Yes, the nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
Bakufu de Inazuma.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon, Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the...
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the thousand-armed, hundred-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because...
Whoa! That's hot!
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was it. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and vision? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora...
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
2021, Paimon.
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial... Well, I suppose we'll just...
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good logic... It's a shame.
Ele não pensou nisso.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Só isso mesmo.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
Ok, então capítulo 1, ato 3, uma transação concluída. Ranking de aventura 39. Vai, termina. Não. ver o que tem mais liberado.
Vamos dar uma olhada no mapa. O caminho ainda tá vermelho. Parece que nada novo ainda.
Só na próxima atualização. Devagar. Sobe no mapa. Sobe pro norte. Vai, sobe. Stop. Entre nas planícies Bushi. E não tem aquela pequena ilha ali com um buraco?
Aqui?
Embaixo. Mais baixo. Aí. Na Salterra. Vai pro norte.
Aquela ilha?
Uhum, ver se tá aberto.
É uma dungeon?
É uma dungeon. É a dungeon dos Deus. Vazou mesmo o protótipo do Sonic the Hedgehog.
Swift and merciful. Coming to be. Witness the great undertaking. Submit for judgment.
Oh, eu tava atrás disso.
Ainda tá selado.
Talvez essa dungeon só abra quando a gente cumprir a missão dos 9 pilares. Mas só dá pra cumprir se a gente melhorar totalmente a estátua gel.
Robert Downey Jr. pôs Star Wars.
O último nível.
Tá bom então, segura aí e vamos encerrar a live por enquanto. espero que tenham gostado. Pois então, a aventura em Liyue acabou. E novamente fomos derrotados, né? Mas porque o Deus Gel foi quem fez tudo, né? Tá bom. Deixe seu like, comentário, compartilhe o vídeo e até a próxima.